just disappears, including the strong attacks.
Yeah. God, that's going to be that sounds challenging to deal with as Fleet, especially, I mean, you are so reliant on those projectiles sometimes, so that's we'll see how Sidereus ends up, playing around that and what they're actually able to use to their advantage as we hop just right into the gameplay. Really good opening from Rongunshu. Already has Sidereus off stage and putting on a lot of pressure.
100%, and I like that. There's a lot of center stage control there from Rongunshu, not pushing too hard, just kind of keeping it right in the middle there. And look at the movement with the wave dashes. This is what I love to see from Rongunshu consistently, keeping it tricky, but not overcomplicating any of the movement there.
Yeah, doing a really good job just keeping themselves just ambiguous with their movement, I would say. And, Sidereus is doing a good job. They're able to tack on, a percent here, a quick 2-hit there, but not really as dominant or in control as Rongunshu, as we have that no fun zone that you mentioned before, right? Just sitting on the side of the stage there, and Sidereus is going to have to find a way around it.
Exactly. And once again, controlling center. That's what Rongunshu's doing. The NFZ totally gone down strong, taking that first stock. That looked a little questionable, if I do say so myself.
That was a bit of a questionable hitbox, but if you're Rongunshu, you're just going to take that, right? Like, you're 100%. Just going to, we take those as we, let's see what extra credit we're actually able to tack on it. I love that a lot, just putting on a lot of pressure on the left side of the stage here.
Every time Clairen will hit any tipper, you're always thinking, okay, the juice is coming, like, here it is. Oh, not quite getting that. It looks like it was there with the neutral B from Rongunshu.
Yeah.
And once again, you can see it right there with the float from Fleet. Sidereus is just kind of trying to stay outside of the threat range. Oh, yeah, I'm sure Rongunshu really wanted the tipper from that first forward air, but getting another one anyway. Still got pretty good amount of extra credit here at 88%.
Yeah, and you saw Sidereus there. They had the right ideas there, firing the arrow and then trying to cover a jump or something, but Rongunshu did a really good job just kind of sticking to a linear recovery, and you might have gotten sniped, but Rongunshu fires right back to, put themselves back into the lead.
And that's always tough when you kind of find a sign of, oh, no way. Okay, thought we were just getting tit for tat right there. Could be. No, Sidereus really wants that down air. And I guess at this point, when you're that far of a stock behind, you really need something to get things started. Because right here, Rongunshu's cooking. What's happening in this kitchen?
Ooh, I love.
There it is.
Oh, I love that turnaround on that. That was up tilt, right? Yeah. To get the tipper into a really nice kill confirmed. Good stuff to Rongunshu for game number 1. I mean, that was just a masterclass.
Perfect angle there to set up for that angled up neutral B kill. I think Rongunshu did a great job of controlling the space. I want to say if you're Sidereus, you might want more floor space. Like, you kind of want to take it slower because you're either getting outpaced or just outboxed. And that is what's kind of tough about this matchup. But it's hard to even play it slower, though, because Fleet can control a lot of space with the projectiles. But Fleet is not a I throw stuff kind of character.
Yeah.
Because the projectiles are more so about kind of spatial coverage rather than
go hold down the neutral, my child.
Hold down the neutral.
Yeah, and I think part of that is definitely, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? But the stage felt a little cramped.
Exactly.
For Fleet, really hard to kind of get around a lot of stuff. And I'm assuming with these stage bans we're gonna coming up from Rongunshu, I'm sure that those bigger stages that Fleet might favor in this matchup are definitely gone. So we're gonna have to see how Sidereus is actually able to use these weaknesses.
We'll run it back.
Yeah, we're going to run it back. I don't necessarily blame them, It can be just kind of a mentality thing when it comes to stages and stuff like that. But we'll see because, like I said, this stage feels so cramped for Fleet.
It does, but right now it's looking pretty good for Sidereus already in game number 2. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get much out of the arrow there, and now Rongunshu with some control up tilt. And here we go. You enter the blender.
Ooh, yeah, really good stuff coming out from Rongunshu there. Able to attack on 68%, and I'm liking the way that Sidereus is acting here, though. Really quick reaction times, but Rongunshu able to spot dodge out of it and put themselves in a much more advantageous situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, off stage. Forward strong. It's getting really, really dangerous here. I think one good tech chase read is probably going to be it for this stock against Sidereus there. Fleet, a pretty light character, but did that clip the jump? Ooh. Looks like it did, and there you go. First stock going to Sidereus at game 2.
Yeah, I really like that setup with that angled upwards tornado on that arrow. Really, really like that because it set Sidereus up for that back air into a ledge trap situation. Really good stuff. So we'll see if they're able to actually tack on any more extra credit here as we continue, because Rongunshu is having a hard time getting their hands on Sidereus.
Exactly. I think Sidereus plays very slippery. Uses the air to do that. Not really a ground slippery, more so using the float. But the first hit of forward is going to take that stock. I do think this is looking a lot better for Sidereus. I think we've seen a little bit of adaptation here in terms of like how do I want to pace the neutral.
Yeah.
But as I say that, you're kind of once again a little bit in the blender, and Rongunshu's so good at that. I think advantage state. Oh my gosh. Just fleeted with death right there.
I'm noticing here from Sidereus is that it's not necessarily that they're trying to dictate the pace of the game here. What they're doing is they're allowing Rongunshu to dictate how fast we're playing and playing within that. And what you find is that actually allows Sidereus to slow the game down a lot more for themselves as they're able to net another stock just by doing that.
Yeah, it looks more like an SD there, unfortunately, on Rongunshu's part. But there it is. The back throw up strong. Like I said, the punish game of Rongunshu is great. I think that is one of his greatest strengths. But I find that once Sidereus gets the opening that's necessary and covers the space that's necessary, it's a lot harder for Rongunshu to kind of just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, keeping a lot of pressure on Rongunshu is going to be the name of the game for Sidereus here. And Rongunshu recognizes that and is pressing their foot to the gas, just not allowing Sidereus very much room to do very much. Love the double tipper.
Nice,
oh my god.
And here we... And you know that he was ready for that angle, but Rongunshu unfortunately wasn't able to charge the neutral B enough.
He loves that neutral B. He loves using that neutral B into a kill confirm. We saw it at the end of that
nice
game.
Back air! Reverse back air! That was a hot stock there from Sidereus, evening this setup at 1 apiece.
Yeah, really good stuff from Sidereus, able to find a kind of a cheeky kill confirm at the end there, right? Like you said, with that back air into the reverse back air, just really, really good stuff. As we hop into our next game, almost immediately, no hesitation between these two.
Yeah, they're both just ready for it. Just go. Here we are in Jules Vale for game number 3. I kind of feel like this is like the Smashville of this game. A lot of people are like, let's just Jules Vale. Find it to be popular that way.
And I mean, that moving platform is one of the more dynamic things about these stages. I love stages in Rivals 2 just because a lot of them are so dynamic. But
pretty good start there from Rongunshu, double dipping with the down air, and that looks like that's going to be the stock. Oh my gosh, even more. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, continue to put on a lot of pressure there, recognizing that, hey, you could still maybe make it back here, so let me put on more percentage here, right? Let me find more to go with, and Rongunshu just taking off with this first stock. Are we able to get a confirm? Yes, we are. Good stuff.
Rongunshu makes it look so easy. Makes this game look like butter.
He does.
Like, just the fluidness of the movements, how precise this advantage state is, as you can see, nailing so many tippers. He just knows exactly what to do for every hit.
He's doing a very good job as well. Like, even in spots where he seems disadvantaged, seems as if he's in disadvantage, he's doing a very good job turning that back into his favor. And oh my god, we are in such a bad position if you're Sidereus.
Yeah, the DI looked a little rough right there, and it definitely cost Sidereus. This is looking a little rough, and the no fun zone has arrived. Here we go, Rongunshu, piece for piece!
Oh my god, just such dominance on this last stock. This might be a 3-stock coming out from Rongunshu with just the way that he's playing. Sidereus is having such a hard time getting his hands on him. Just so slippery and so aggressive the second he gets his hands on him.
Yeah, and it's still going. Oh, barely hitting that down air, but still getting a forward strong tipper. Not quite going to take this stock, though. Yeah. But if you're Sidereus, you do what you can, but understand, okay, that might be a GG go next, but you can't count them out.
And to Sidereus' credit, right? They haven't given up yet as the, Rongunshu completes the 3 stock. They didn't give up, right? They kept trying to find new ways to find, openings and stuff like that. I really like the way that they recovered that last time instead of landing directly on stage to kind of open themselves up for that, but instead opted to just go straight for the ledge, kind of mix up their way back onto the stage. So that was just such a crazy game number 3.
It was. And game 4 on Hidojo. Interesting pick. I mean, it's the kind of thing where it is kind of cramped, but I feel like a part of that is just how close these platforms are to each other.
Yeah.
Rongunshu already 46% on the board, still controlling that center stage as always.
And, I mean, I feel like we've only played on cramped stages this set, right? So it feels a little bit harder for Sidereus to kind of give themselves a really good opening. And Rongunshu is just taking full advantage of that, like you said before, holding center stage and then capitalizing so hard on these ledge traps and on these edge guards as well.
It's just like Sidereus is getting run over by a freight train right now. Just Rongunshu touches them once, and then it becomes something huge.
Yeah.
Consistently. And you can see from this grab, let's see what we get. You see the way that Rongunshu was able to just push Sidereus all the way out,
Yeah.
only even just through a few hits. Like, that was really close to being lethal.
And we have that no fun zone as well, by the way. So, those special arrows are going to be a little bit harder to use, but Sidereus finds a way. Can we find a stock is the real question, though, because you're in such a bad position in this set right now, and Rongunshu is just doing such a good job. I love that double jump with the Nair to catch a high recovery. Can we find our way back, Sidereus, or is Rongunshu going to sit there and put down another stock on you?
Oh, going for the ledge hog there. Not quite going to do it. Another no fun zone, sending Sidereus down, but not going to take it there. And the down strong going to take that stock.
Yeah, good.
Sidereus is the sign of life.
Yeah, Sidereus is able to find a little bit of something there, but you're able to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. But can you continue past that, right? Can you actually push further and go beyond what you've been able to do so far? And right now, Rongunshu is not allowing that to happen. Really like that ledge hog to secure stock number 2.
And it's just crazy how much of a clinic it looks like whenever Rongunshu gets his hands on somebody, because you can just see. Look at this! Oh, once again, almost just certain doom.
Yeah, Sidereus is having just such a hard time getting their hands on Rongunshu. And it really is just Rongunshu using their presence and their movement to hold positioning at all times on this stage.
Wow, I love that conversion off stage. That was brilliant, and we're still going. The damage that Rongunshu just brought up with the way that entire sequence went down there.
God.
Double! Go for it! Oh!
Yeah.
Still, though, that might be curtains there for Sidereus. Not quite!
Sidereus doing a really good job not panicking on the ledge there and able to find a way in, but you have to find an actual stock. You cannot keep, chancing death off stage like this. You have to find a way back to stage and actually get yourself in a much better position. But we're able to get that tipper into the neutral beat. It's not going to take the stock, and Sidereus finds another way in, but Rongunshu is ready immediately.
It's just you're waiting for it at this point. At 157%, it's really looking rough for Sidereus, but honestly, you take this stock, anything can happen, but with a no fun zone and on reaction, the down strong going to take the set. Rongunshu 3-1 over Sidereus.
Yeah, Rongunshu just so patient in their aggression, if that makes sense, right? Just sitting there and using their movement and the moves themselves and the way that they play the game to command such a presence wherever they are on stage, to hold stage control, to hold positionings and stuff like that. And Sidereus, we're playing on these cramped stages, unable to really do very much about that. And we didn't really see a lot of the trick arrows or anything like that to kind of,
really
close the gap